Hello, Agri-learners! Welcome to another test drill on the subject crop science naman tayo ngayon. Let's start with question number 1. What do you call the process of breaking the surface soil at exact depth using a tractor cultivator or an animal-drawn plow? O diba? Napaka-obvious na nung sagot dyan. So may keyword natin dyan, plow. And ano daw, plow. So therefore, the best answer for this is letter A, plowing, right? And plowing typically means the process of breaking down the surface of soil at exact depth using a tractor cultivator or an animal drawn plow. Okay? So, let's see. Ano ba yung let's have some visualization on what plowing is. So, plowing, ganyan yung process niyan. So, if we use a tractor, ang pinaka-purpose ng tractor ay para i-overturn yung ating soil, para yung mga nasa ilalim na soil which probably brings fresh nutrients ipupunta natin sa surface, while at the same time yung mga weeds naman ay ipapailalim natin. So this is usually done, plowing is usually done at specific depth, and this is determined kung ano ba yung type of crop na itatanim and ano yung condition ng soil. So plowing basically prepares the field for planting by creating a loose, well-aerated soil structure. Now, after you have plowed your land, ano kaya ang next step sa tingin nyo? Our next step after plowing our land is harrowing. Not the creation of harrowing, but rather harrowing. So, kapag kasi plinaw mo yung lupa mo, hindi mo pa, basically, ang purpose mo lang doon is i-overturn lang yung lupa para yung mga nasa ilalim na medyo organic rich na lupa pupunta sa taas, tapos yung weeds natin papailalim. Pero hindi mo pa bini-break down yung lupa into smaller particle sizes. So, comes now harrowing. Ang harrowing, ito yung proseso kung saan you break down yung mga soil na plinaw mo, okay? And the purpose is to break up yung clods, yung soil clods from the plowing and create finer soil texture for planting. Kasi syempre, after plowing, hindi ka pa naman makakapagtanim doon. I mean, pwede mong subukan magtanim, pero hindi ideal na magtanim sa isang soil na tumpok-tumpok pa yung lupa na naandon. Right? So, kailangan pinuhin natin siya. And yun yung purpose ng harrowing. Magkaroon ng finer soil texture para ready na yung lupa natin sa pagtatanim. Now, after harrowing, for most agricultural crops, the next step would be furrowing. So after mapino yung lupa, ang ginagawa dyan para maganda yung layout ng lupa ay nagke-create tayo ng furrow. Furrow, ito yon. Okay? Yung parang kanal or trenches in the soil. So furrows are often used for planting seeds or irrigation purposes. Kasi 'di ba, meron tayong furrow irrigation na method. So kapag furrow irrigation yung method, dito natin pinapadaan yung tubig. Okay? So yes, furrows are very important in terms of its irrigation purposes. Now, ang furrow, i-break down, ang gagawin pa rin natin dyan, when we create furrows, we break down this part. Okay? Pero ang purpose ng furrow dyan is to create the trenches or the canal, not to overturn the soil. Ano naman yung last choice natin doon na hindi pa natin na-discuss, yung subsoiling. So ang subsoiling naman, this one is a subsoiler. Inilalagay yan sa ating tractor. Ang subsoiling, ito ay isang technique kung saan kapag sobrang compacted yung lupa, ang gagawin is isa-subsoil muna. Meaning, you put this tool in the soil, more deeper actually than plowing, tapos ipapalakad mo yan ngayon sa lupa. Ang purpose niyan is to break down yung subsoil ng lupa. So, hindi niya i-overturn yung lupa, just as plowing will do, but rather it is just to break down the subsoil, yung compactness ng lupa, to improve root penetration, water infiltration, and drainage in deeper soil layers. So again, ang subsoiling is different from plowing. Kasi ang plowing, ang purpose niya is to overturn yung lupa, whereas ang subsoiling, ang pinaka-purpose niya is to break down yung subsoil natin. And as well, subsoiling is much deeper than plowing. Next question. The substance which gives the pink color in root nodules. Do we call that leghemoglobin, chlorophyll, anthocyanin, or xanthophylls? So the keyword here is pink color and root nodules. So if you're going to think of it, may mga halaman pala na yan na yung roots nila nagkakaroon ng nodules, nagkakaroon ng parang somehow similar to galls or nagkakaroon ng somehow growth that forms nodules na may pink color. And yes, may mga halaman na ganon, and yung substance that gives that pink color is called your hemoglobin. Saan ba natin makikita? Ano ba yung mga halaman na nagkakaroon ng root nodules na may pink color? So mostly makikita natin yung makikita natin yung root nodules na yan with pink color sa mga legume crops natin. Okay? Primarily kasi ang legume crops natin, they are very important in terms of providing rich, not nitrogen environment sa ating lupa na gagamitin rin ng ating halaman. How is this even possible? How does that work? Yung ating mga leguminous plants like peas, beans, peanut, yung mga roots niya ay nagiging habitat for a particular bacteria called rhizobium bacteria. So rhizobium bacteria. Ngayon, yung rhizobium bacteria na yan, tumitira siya dyan sa mga nodules, root nodules ng ating leguminous crops. And ang binibigay ng ating leguminous crops sa rhizobium na yan, binibigyan niya ng habitat, that's one, and binibigyan niya rin ng sugar para mabuhay yung rhizobium. At the same time, si rhizobium, ang ginagawa naman niya, finifix niya yung nitrogen na nasa soil para mag-provide siya ng readily available nitrogen sa halaman. So dahil mayroon silang benefit na nakukuha sa isa't isa, mayroon silang tinatawag na mutually beneficial or symbiotic relationship. Now, ito yun. So ito yung parang diagram kung ano yung relationship ng leguminous crop sa ating rhizobium bacteria. And ito yung actual picture na makikita natin na nodules ng roots ng ating leguminous crops. And makapansin nga natin may pagka-pinkish siya. Now, based doon sa question na sabi ko kanina na yung pinkish color na yon is brought about by a special protein or a special substance called your leg hemoglobin. So kung nakikinig kayo sa mga biology classes nyo, mayroon tayong hemoglobin sa ating katawan, right? And ang pinaka-purpose ng hemoglobin na yon is to carry oxygen within our bloodstream and into the different parts of our body. Ang leg hemoglobin, somehow similar din yung kanyang purpose. Yung leg hemoglobin is a substance that makes sure na may oxygen itong mga bakterya na to para magawa nila yung nitrogen fixation activities nila. Okay? Like, para magawa nila yung purpose nila na makapag-provide ng nitrogen sa ating halaman. At the same time, itong leg hemoglobin, okay, mini-maintain niya na hindi ganun karami yung oxygen sa mga root nodules na yan. Oh, bakit, sir? Akala ko ba dapat dapat nagpo-provide siya ng oxygen para magawa ng bacteria yung kanyang work. Well, yes, but at the same time, kailangan niyang i-regulate yung production niya ng oxygen. Why? Because of the enzyme nitrogenase, okay? So meron kasi tayong enzyme na ang pangalan niya is nitrogenase. So nitrogenase. And yung nitrogenase na yan is a very important enzyme para makapag-fix tayo ng nitrogen. So what I mean by fixing of nitrogen is para yung nitrogen na nasa lupa will be available to your plants. So ang nitrogenase enzyme ay nagta-thrive lang sa environment kung saan mababa ang oxygen. Kaya hindi po pwede na sobrang taas yung oxygen sa mga root nodules na yan. So basically si hemoglobin, binabalanse niya yung nitrogen na dapat sapat lang para magamit ng rhizobium bacteria natin, but at the same time, hindi ganun karami to the point na mawawala itong nitrogenase or hindi mag-undergo yung process ng fixation kasi sobrang dami yung oxygen. Nakuha? Yan. So may pagka-balancing function yung ating leg hemoglobin, making sure na enough oxygen lang yung naandun sa mga root nodules natin so that the bacteria will be able to fix the nitrogen and the nitrogenase will be able to as well help in fixing the nitrogen na magagamit ng iyong halaman. Now, for example, let's say namatay itong leguminous crop natin, ano yung mangyayari sa mga bakterya na nandito? Basically, kakalat na sila sa lupa and dahil nga they have thrived and they have reproduced sa mga nodules na to, mas marami kang bacteria now that can transform nitrogen from your soil into readily available forms sa iyong mga halaman. So the correct answer is leg hemoglobin. How about chlorophyll? Ang chlorophyll is the green pigment found in your plants. Okay, so what makes the plant green? That's your chlorophyll. Anthocyanin, yan naman yung pigments na makikita natin sa ibang mga gulay or prutas, like yung ating eggplant. So ang pigment ng anthocyanin is reddish, purplish, or blue. Yan. Makikita natin sa mga flowers na medyo blue, medyo reddish yung kulay, medyo purplish, anthocyanin yan. Ang xanthophylls naman, yellow pigment naman yan. So kapag nakakita ka ng yellow to orangish na mga halaman like papaya, carrots, so all those things, yung yellow pigment na yon ay dahil sa xanthophylls. Next question, why is it important to consider proper location and site in growing crops? Bakit daw mahalaga na ikino-consider natin yung location and site kapag tayo ay nagtatanim ng halaman? Letter A, because it tells the soil characteristics needed in choosing the site. Letter B, it dictates the cost of population, operation, and harvesting and transport. Letter C, it determines the kind of crop to produce which suit the season. Or letter D, it determines accessibility of materials needed in production. So, pinakatamang sagot dyan kung bakit kino-consider natin ang location sa pagtatanim is because of accessibility of materials. Okay? So, yan yung pinaka-reason natin, accessibility of materials. Now, when selecting proper location and site sa pagtatanim, pinaka-importante talaga na malaman natin pinaka-importante talaga i-consider natin, accessible ba yung mga materials na magagamitin natin for production. So anong mga materials yan? This includes yung seeds, fertilizers, water, pinaka-importante yan. May tubig ba yung pagtataniman natin? Kasi kung wala, napakahirap pong magpalaki ng halaman. So why are the other options why are the other options not the right answer? So letter A, for example, it tells the soil characteristic needed in choosing the site. Now, while soil characteristics are crucial and important, They are often specific sa crop. Okay? And they can be modified. So, ang soil characteristic, kahit na anong location yan, pwede mo namang baguhin eh. Mari, magdagdag ka ng fertilizer, probably implement a cultivation practice that would improve yung soil fertility ng lupa mo, pwede. Pero kahit na, let's say, maganda yung lupa mo pero hindi naman accessible yung mga materials na to, mahirap pa rin pong magpalaki ng tanim. O letter B, it dictates the cost of operation and harvesting and transport. Now, economic factor to. Economic cost to. Very important, yes. But they are influenced heavily by accessibility of your materials. Para saan pa nagagastos ka kung hindi rin lang accessible yung mga materials na gagamitin mo sa iyong pagtatanim. Tama? So, hindi rin ito yung tamang sagot. How about letter C? It determines the kind of crop to produce, which suit the season. Okay. The keyword here is season. Again, what we're talking about here is location, not the season, right? So, ang sinasabi ng letter C is may mga crops daw kasi na tumutubo sa ganitong season and may mga crops na tumutubo sa, let's say, hotter season and then colder season. But then, season is not an usapin based doon sa question. Ang pinag-uusapan natin is bakit mahalaga yung location, hindi bakit mahalaga yung season or timing ng pagtatanim. Next question. What process of soil cultivation is done towards the base of the plant? So we have off-barring, plowing, heeling up, or harrowing. We have discussed from the previous slides yung concept kanina ng harrowing and plowing. Plowing is overturning your soil and harrowing is breaking down yung large clods of soil para mas pino yung lupa. So therefore, we have two choices that are left with already, off-barring and heeling up. And for this specific question, the correct answer is heeling up. So ano pa kasi ang heeling up? Heeling up ay isang soil cultivation technique that involves kukunin mo yung soil around your crop and ilalagay mo sa base of the plant. So kukunin mo dyan and ilalagay mo doon sa base of the plant. Now, this method is particularly common sa cultivation ng mga patatas and some vegetables. Now, ano ba ang purpose ng heeling up or benefit niya? Unang-una, naglalagay tayo ng support. So kapag nilalagyan natin ng mas maraming lupa yung base ng ating plants, we are providing the plants and specifically the root and the stem more support para hindi siya mahugot or basta-basta na lang maalis sa kanyang kinatatayuan. Another benefit is moisture retention. So ang heeling up can help retain the moisture in the soil by reducing evaporation. Kasi kung for example, maaraw dyan, and then basa tong part ng lupa mo na to, maaraw, hindi ka nag-heal up, more than likely, mag-evaporate yung tubig na yan agad-agad. Pero kapag kinover natin yan ng lupa, pinapabagal natin yung process ng evaporation, therefore, mas tumatagal yung moisture sa lupa. It is also beneficial for root development. Heeling up encourages the development of additional roots nung ating halaman. Kasi mas marami siyang lupa dyan, mas marami siyang lupa, therefore, mas matutulungan natin yung kanyang roots na mag-develop. And finally, weed control. Yung mga weeds na nandyan sa part na yan, and kapag tinatabunan natin ng lupa ay pwedeng mangamatay. So ito yung 4 benefits ng heeling up. So isa sa mga choice natin kanina na pinagpipilian is yung off-barring. Ano naman ang off-barring? Ang off-barring, na itanim mo na yung halaman mo, and ang gusto mong gawin is palalimin yung ating furrows. So what you're going to do para lumalim yung furrows mo? I-cultivate mo ngayon yan. So off-barring is a cultivation practice typically performed sa ating mga furrows or trenches ng ating halamanan. So ang purpose ng off-barring is to kill the weeds na nandyan and at the same time promote soil aeration. Next question. Which is the first step in preparing the land for crop production? So, alin kaya daw ang first step dyan? Layouting, harrowing, tilling, or clearing? So, obvious yung sagot, ano? Ang pinaka-first step dyan is to clear the land. So what does it mean by clearing? It means you remove the weeds na nandun sa halamanan natin. You remove all vegetations, the weeds, before you till the soil. It also means you remove all the debris, no? Yung mga rocks, tumi, kung ano man yung mga dumi na nandyan, na mga particles na walang kinalaman sa farming, gusto natin malinis yan. And at the same time, gusto nating i-clear yung mga old crop residues or yung mga tumari dating dahon or stem or yung mga halaman na naiwan doon. Nung panahon na nag-harvest tayo, kailangan nating linisin yan kasi pwede yung pamahayan ng peste. And yung peste na yun, pwedeng i-transfer sa ating next na crop na itatanim. So yun yung clearing. Yun yung pinaka-purpose ng clearing. Now, after clearing the field, what's next? Well, then what's next is you lay out now yung taniman. So layouting basically means you plan. You plan kung ano yung style ng paglalagay natin ng furrows. Let's see gaano ka wide yung rows and yung gaano ka wide yung mga beds ng ating tataniman. So all of these things constitutes now to layouting. Although layouting ay hindi naman madalas ginagawa ng mga farmers natin, like hindi naman sila basta nagdo-drawing ganon. Basically, kapag malinis na yung lupa, they look at it and they know exactly kung paano yung magiging layout ng taniman. Now, there's a term there in our option called tilling na hindi natin na-cover. But tilling is actually a general or broad term about a broad term which encompasses various practices aimed in preparing the soil for planting. So yung mga na-discuss natin na concept like plowing, harrowing, subsoiling, and meron pang rototilling, all of these things falls under the concept of tilling. Okay? So after you have layouted na, nakahanap ka na ng plano kung paano mo gagawin yung taniman mo, then you already land prep, you do some tilling. And kanina, na-discuss natin na ang pinakaunang process when it comes to tilling is to plow it. So you overturn mo muna yung lupa, and then harrowing, and then kung kinakailangan, you rototill it para mas pino, and after that, you create furrows and beds. Diba? Yan. So, this is Q&A drill, 5 Q&A drills on the subject crop science.